Hey guys, good evening everyone.
Hi everyone! Welcome to Daldalang Walang Curfew.
Usapang di na lockdown. Welcome to Quarantalk. Hey guys, happy Wednesday. How are you, Aya?
It's midweek and yeah, merong mga ibang balita tonight na hindi masyadong masaya pero tuloy-tuloy tayo. Simulan natin, Jules, sa update sa COVID-19 pandemic. Pero bago yan, meron tayong makakasama tonight. Kasi syempre, ito ang last day ng ating season 3. At sakto, no, magtatapos na naman ang kabanatang ito ng ating quarantine period. Kasi malalaman natin starting tomorrow kung ano na nga ba ang bagong status ng ating quarantine protocol sa iba't ibang bahagi ng bansa. I believe the
Okay.
President will be
Yes.
addressing the public also tonight. So let's start with our
Right.
introduction for our guest.
Yes. Yes. Ito na ang ating third season ender. Meron tayong ini-invite lagi na guest host. At ang guest host natin ngayon, mukhang duduin tayo sa ilong Aya or baka ako lang. Siya ay kasama natin sa 2030 Youth Force in the Philippines, isang development worker din. Let's all welcome Mr. Brex Arevalo. Hi, Brex!
Hi, Brent.
Hi Jules, hi Ea. Kamusta?
Okay naman, masaya kami na dito ka. Okay. Yeah. Oo, narinig tayo ni Rex. Okay. So simulan na natin. Siyempre, lagi tayo nagbibigay ng updates tungkol sa COVID. Ngayong araw, naglabas 4 p.m. kanina ang DOH, of course, tungkol sa pinakabagong bilang ng mga COVID cases sa Pilipinas. At yun nga po, ang active cases natin ay nasa 36,260. Total cases natin overall po, 58,850. Death toll natin nasa 1,614. At ang total recoveries natin, 20,976.
Mm-hmm. Right. And for today rather, dadagdag po ay 1,392 newly confirmed cases, 11 deaths, and 517 more patients were added to the recoveries. Brex, anong update sa ating global tally?
And globally, we have 13.2 million cases worldwide, 577,843 deaths, and 7.3 million recoveries. Yay
Right.
for the recoveries.
Yeah. Jules?
Yeah, ayan. So yun po yung latest natin and of course, nakakabigla din yung biglaang pagtaas ng mga numbers natin. Well, expected din naman from the I won't say prediction, from the projection of the UP team na by end of July supposedly. Alam ko more than 60,000 'di ba? Tinaas nila more than 60,000 and hindi tayo magtataka kung ma-reach agad yung 60,000 mid-month pa lang. Okay. Next naman sa mga balita, Eya, kanina ay naglabas ng statement ang ABS-CBN patungkol sa kanilang plano sa mga empleyado ng istasyon. So yan, makikita nyo ngayon ang official statement ng ABS-CBN. Eya, yung comment.
Yeah. So, yeah, kagaya ng nasabi na earlier ng executives ng ABS-CBN that they can only guarantee the employment of everyone until August unless magkaroon ng magandang pasya ang Kongreso. But in light of the non-renewal of the congressional franchise for ABS-CBN, kailangan po magsimula ng retrenchment program ang ABS-CBN starting August 31, meaning may mga magsasuffer ng pay cut, may mawawalan ng trabaho, at magkakaroon din naman ng job placement programs, retirement packages, and I think it's also in that statement the separation packages that will be also given to some of the employees. Pero ngayon, dahil lahat po ay hindi natin alam kung ano ang mangyayari sa lahat ng empleyado, mahirap pa rin for everyone in the company, I believe. I believe bilang one of the 11,000 people in ABS-CBN Corporation kasama ang mga subsidiaries. It's a difficult time, but it's something that we have to face following the decision and the votes of the 70 congressmen who voted against the non-renewal of the franchise. Who voted for the non-renewal of the franchise rather. Ayun.
I
Pero
wonder kung nakakatulong pa rin sila ng maayos itong mga kongresistang ito. Pero yun nga kanina I shared an opinion about this na specifically on the reaction of some people regarding this matter. Kasi 'di ba parang it's a really bad time pero ginagamit pa rin nila 'tong pagkakataon na 'to na magdiwa dahil nga nagsara yung ABS-CBN na kahit maraming mga mawawalan ng trabaho, parang masaya pa ibang mga tao. So please, 'di ba, kahit na alam natin may mga biases naman kayo whether you're for or against ABS-CBN, maraming mga tao ang mawawalan ng trabaho at yung maeyadong 'yan, meron pong mga pamilya na pinapakain 'yan. And imagine, losing a job in the middle of a pandemic, 'di ba? Sobrang unbelievable yung gano'ng pangyayari.
yeah, and marami dyan for sure, breadwinners. People thinking about the should piece of their family members, yung mga kain araw-araw. At the very least, let's try to have empathy or sympathize at the very least, or try not to add to the verbal harm and the verbal abuse and the verbal stress that we see online on social media. This is a difficult time for a lot of Filipinos. If you do not like the ABS-CBN programs or the company in general, or any other reason for not wanting, for liking the decision of Congress, I hope you just remember that there are 11,000 people, human beings with families who are in a difficult time on top of the troubles of this pandemic. So ayan, tamang pakikiramay kapamilya para sa lahat ng taong uncertain lalo ang future. So ayun, pero hopefully makita natin ulit ang ABS-CBN programs, content online. Patuloy pa rin po ang ABS-CBN News sa pagbibigay ng news and updates online on the website news.abscbn.com, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. You can still follow and you can also subscribe to and download the I Want to Be app for the content. Ayun, Jules.
Okay. So, Brex, ngayon, ang pag-uusapan naman natin yung mga trending sa social media. Today, ang nag-trend sa atin, syempre, walang iba kundi ang ating kalihim ng Department of Health. Bakit? Dahil meron siyang statement kaninang tanghali. Ito ang kanyang sinabi. Makikita po natin yan sa visual na ginawa ng ABS-CBN. Okay. Anong tingin nyo dito, Brex and Aya?
Okay, so just a background there, no? DOH Secretary Francisco Duque III earlier said that the Philippines has flattened the curve, but that was for the pre-SONA briefing na ginagawa ng government. Now, he later on clarified that the statement saying that the data shows that there's a doubling time. Nag-slow down yung doubling time of cases from 3 days to 8 days bago madoble yung bilang ng mga nagka-positive sa COVID-19. So, ayun, he tried to clarify it. I am not sure if that's enough, but yeah, what do you think, Rex? Have you seen this news?
Mukhang namamroblema ata ang connection ni Brex.
I've seen some of
Okay,
it,
go ahead.
and hello, can you guys
Yeah.
hear me?
Go ahead.
All right. Well, I've seen some of it, and it just reminds me of what's been happening not just in the country but in other places, Brazil, U.S., where it's kind of hard to tell right now where we are actually at. Show one side of the coin shows a set of data, another side of the coin shows another set of data. So at the end of the day, a lot of us are in a sense forced to try and understand within our own heads what exactly makes sense here. A lot of this is up to interpretation, but a lot of this is also based on cold hard facts, and cold hard facts, they do not lie. No matter how we say it, how we spin it.
Yeah. So kung mapapansin nyo kasi with the IATF, ito opinion ko lang naman to na meron namang mga designated na mga divisions or mga personalities on who will do the talking, who will do the work, the isolation, 'di ba? May mga SAR na silang inappoint. And so I think it would be best if this kind of job, communication, which is very crucial kasi ito yung magli-link mo mismo ng policies and programs dun sa mga tao. Maybe better to, dedicate this dedicate work to that specific team. Kasi kung meron pang mga idadagdag na iba't ibang mga opinions on it, baka malito lang yung mga tao, which happened today. Imagine there was a statement ng 12 noon, tapos nagkaroon ng clarification and apologies ng hapon. So, siguro let's try to lessen that na lang. So, yeah, let's see what will happen in the future about this. Kasi 4 months na tayong nasa pandemic. Tingnan natin kung ano pa yung magiging pagbabago dyan.
Jules, then again, mas mataas talaga ang expectations at standards, no, para sa ating mga government officials, especially understandably for the health secretary, given that it's a public briefing and he would always appear before the public to discuss these issues. But while I agree that there should be other people in charge of maybe communications, I think everyone, kahit nga ikaw, ako, at si Brex, diba, we're accountable to the words that we're saying, kahit ano pang research at preparations yung gawin natin. But yeah, let's just hope that there will be better public communications, especially in this time of crisis for all of us. Yeah.
Okay, Brex, go ahead. It's your time to shine.
Ta-da!
Okay. All right. Pum, pum, pum. And now we are transitioning to, since this is the final episode of season 3 of QuaranTalk, let's go and have a little look back at the episodes that we've had. And I'd like to start things off, guys, with saying, going through each of the episodes, telling you guys what the title of each episode was, who the guest was, and I'd like to hear a little bit about what you guys think. What are the immediate thoughts that come to your mind when you hear the title and the guest? All right, so let's start things off. Episode 27, Pride Month with, and I hope I'm pronouncing this right, with thighs.
Yes.
We're not special. We've been oppressed. We don't have the rights that you enjoy. Our goal here is for this to stop. Dapat wala ng pride, that we don't need it. Because it's as normal as how you live your life.
Yeah.
It's Brex.
Right. What's our thought? Jules, Brex was asking kung ano yung thought natin about the episode.
Right. So, sige, I'll give my comment on that. That was Ty, a very good friend natin. And yeah, super important nung soundbite na binigay ni Thais. Kasi nga, di ba, at the end of the day, yung protest nila ngayon on the Pride movement, eventually, ang pinaka-end goal nila, na hindi na necessary na magkaroon ng mga Pride March, etc. Kasi normalized na siya sa pamumuhay ng bawat isa. But right now, since hindi pa naaabot yung ganong end goal, so ginagawa pa rin siyang protest. So sana marating natin yung point na yon kung saan normal na, parang actual na sa ating lahat. Yung pag hindi lang pagto-tolerate, yung acceptance natin sa LGBTQIA+ community.
That's a very insightful episode, and Thais was able to give a background on the Pride movement. And yeah, maraming nuggets of wisdom dyan sa pag-uusap na yan. And just share ko lang, kasi di naman alam usually ng mga tao. After every show, minsan merong mga post-show kwentuhan with the guest and with Thais. I think after ending at 12 midnight, hanggang 3 a.m. kami magkakausap ni Thais. And yeah, we reflect about life, pandemic, passion projects, etc. So Yeah, marami rin pwedeng abangan kay Thais, whether here in QuaranTalk or outside. Thais is a very talented person. So, ipapromote ka talaga siya. Yeah. And, yeah. Brex,
Right?
Jules?
Back to you, Brett.
If I may ask,
Go ahead.
why is her? I don't know the pronoun for it, but why the thighs and why the pronunciation like that? I wonder if it's an abbreviation for something.
Alam mo, hindi namin natanong yan.
Good. That's
Sige,
the trivia. I'm curious about that.
yeah, sige,
Yeah.
tanungin natin kung ano ibig sabihin ng name
So
niya.
hello
Kung
thighs.
may friends na nanonood ngayon, baka pwede niyang sabihin. Okay,
Seryo na.
Brett, go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, let's go. Episode 28. Social media for social good with Of the People PH and Art Not Terrorism.
It's so amazing how someone as young as 16 and 15 are making all of these they're really trying to make use of their voice no matter how young they are, and that's what really inspires us, and that's what really makes us, that's what gives us the motivation to keep on going, to keep on encouraging and inspiring other people no matter what we face, no matter how many people oppose us.
Yun.
Yeah. Of the People PH and Art Not Terrorism were Instagram platforms. Actually, Of the People page, meron din silang Facebook page, meron din silang Medium, articles they publish there. And they really just provide a platform for young people. Some of them were in high school and college, about their insights on current events, social issues, while Art Not Terrorism is active on Instagram. They have an account. Maganda yung account nila. Lumabas ito dahil sa the anti-terror bill. So instead na parang activism siya on social media through art.
Yeah, my takeaway on that episode is tuwan-tuwa ako dun sa mga bata, Brex, kasi imagine parang 16 or 17 years old pa lang sila, tapos they have the courage to do this already. Parang way back during our time, I was parang reflecting kung ano ba yung ginagawa natin nung 16. Kasi nung time ko 16, nasa high school pa ako noon. So parang that time Friendster pa lang and Multiply yung sikat. Tapos from my networks, parang di pa namin nagagamit yung social media to speak out or to use that for social good. Parang more on lang yun, pictures, mga testimonials. Pero ngayon, di ba ang happy na nagagamit nila yun creatively for activism?
Brex, anong ginagawa mo at 16?
When I was 16, I was just watching anime or, I don't know, just playing video games. It really is amazing the change right now. Wow, I feel old now, but you know what I mean. There's a whole different generation now, which can access all these different opportunities for advocacies, like art not terrorism. There are all these different chances for them to take hold of things and to just take action. It's really true. I did not hear about any of these volunteer or any of these social advocacy groups back when I was 16 or 18, for that matter.
Yeah.
So I do hope that the youth of today really take hold of it. All right. Episode 9. Episode 9. Critical and responsible voting with Joaquin Padilla of Bring Your Vote PH.
A little more than 30 years ago, the country experienced the People Power Revolution on EDSA, which is a clear demonstration of what happens when the people are not satisfied with the current situation, and clearly demonstrated that in a democracy in the Philippines, the power does belong with the people. So it is up to the people, especially the youth, who are more informed than ever and more numerous than ever, to utilize that power, to take the spirit of the People Power Revolution and apply it at the ballot box. Apply it by casting an informed and responsible.
Yun. So that episode, Brex, was about elections, the upcoming elections, and elections as a whole. So kung gaano kahalaga yung bawat isang boto natin. And by August, magbubukas na po ulit ang voters registration. So please, sa lahat po ng mga hindi pa botante at talagang gusto ng pagbabago, gamitin niyo po yung pagkakataong ito para makaboto. Kasi yung usual, yung common motion na lumalabas na parang wala namang silbi yung isang boto, wala namang mabibigay na pagbabago yan. 'Di ba may meme na sikat na maraming ganun yung mindset, apparently thousands or millions sila. So sayang yung opportunity, 'di ba? So please go and register. Alam ko gagawin nilang online and please vote by 2020. And in the duration, try to educate people in not condescending way. Kasi yun yung problem minsan 'di ba? Parang kapag super passionate ka, parang dinidiin mo dun sa ibang mga tao na ikaw lang yung tama. Instead of parang creating bridges, gumagawa ka ng wall sa kanila. So may hate lang doon. So try not to be condescending.
Yeah, I remember that episode. It was nice to see young people taking action and taking the lead in encouraging their fellow youth to really register even before you turn 18. It's nice to see 16-year-old, 17-year-old engaging in these conversations. And I just wish to, yeah, I want to encourage everyone to have these conversations with your family members. Kasi maraming sa atin, sa generation natin, we're talking online. But maybe the people that we need to talk to are not on this virtual space. They are in our neighborhoods, they're in our, I don't know, apartment compounds, yung mga taong nakasalamuhan natin sa taxi, sa Grabs, sa supermarket. These are the people that, when you have a chance to talk to them about what's happening around us, I hope you'd engage nicely and respectfully, and hopefully we'll see a change happen through our votes in the coming elections. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree. You guys are correct that I think we shouldn't be thinking about ourselves as just individuals per se, but also as individuals, we are also a community. We're a network in ourselves, where what we decide to do, what we're thinking, what we're saying to other people, it does have an effect on the overall picture.
Okay.
All right. Okay. All right, let's move on to episode number 30. Attracting positive energy amid the pandemic with Aria Manalili.
This time around, the Philippines will cope up, I know. Kahit weak ang mga leaders, there would be a lot of generations na hindi titigil na tayo makabangon ulit. It's not the money. It's the capability, the capability ng bawat isa na magtulungan.
Okay. So basically, in this episode, Brex, hindi natin sinasabi na kailangan maging positive lang despite all the negativity. Kasi minsan ang tawag doon parang, di ba yung tawag nilang toxic positivity. It's more on, kahit papano, na kahit may mga problems dyan, parang gagawa ka pa rin ng way to move forward. Di ba? Pero not saying to other people na positive ka na lang, hindi ganon. Di ba? And ang learning ko dito is yung resiliency ng mga Pilipino. Di ba? Yung takeaway ko dyan sa episode na yan na for the longest time, we look back at history, sobrang daming pandemics na pinagdaanan ng buong mundo, pero nag-survive naman. And hopefully, we all survive this. And after this, we come out stronger. Yeah.
Ang dami nangyari ng episode na yun. Ang dami kasi nasabi ni Miss Ara. But what I like about it is the mention about balancing, the achieving balance within ourselves in this uncertain times nga. Just developing the resilience to face whatever the day would bring. So it's a nice and positive talk. Actually, isa rin yan sa mga episode na even after the show, tuloy-tuloy pa rin yung kwentuhan. As in, dalan walang curfew talaga siya. Parang until 4 a.m. yata kami online ni Jules with Miss Ara, just talking about energy and what's the plan and plans and positive affirmations. Yeah, so it's a
She's
good
a feng shui consultant.
Yeah.
Even in Singapore, there's a big hotel in Singapore, tapos siya yung feng shui consultant. So, parang every year, I'm a Catholic pero parang from time to time lang din, parang I ask her kung ano bang matingin niya sa mga pangyayari. Tapos, Rex, go ahead.
Saan niyo natututunan yung mga ganyan? Miss Ara? Saan niyo
Alam mo,
natututunan?
ang ganda ng mga questions po, Brex. Hindi namin natatanong yan. Ba hindi ka rin mag-show dito sa Quarantalk Media? Pag-isipan mo Pero yan, hindi namin natanong yan. Hindi namin natanong.
No, kasi kung saan man nila natututunan ang feng shui, how to be a feng shui consultant, and a feng shui I'm an expert in these energies. I don't know. I don't know where they learned that. Yeah.
Okay. Rex, go ahead.
Naalala ko kasi merong isang professor sa UP. Quick lang. May isang professor kasi sa UP from psychology.
Okay.
I forget his name. He was a middle-aged man back in the day, and then apparently he could see a person's aura, and then he could touch a person's aura to the extent that if he puts his hand near you, you would sort of feel like your body's being invaded or something, even if he's not touching you, something like that.
Okay.
And then there's this other guy who could see different auras of people as colors. So he could tell if a person was feeling sad, if a person is feeling happy based on the color of it. So that's really something interesting to look into. So anyway, next one. So next one, a little bit heavy from what I see, but I don't know. Let's hear from you guys. Episode 31 was on sexual abuse, harassment, and stigma with attorney Alex Castro.
We've experienced working with the NBI, we've experienced working with the PNP. May times na kasi minsan na-flood din sila ng mga kaso. So we understand na medyo bumabagal yung processing of it. So that's why, yan, dumadami mga ganitong klase organizations like Youth Against Sexual Harassment na para at least kung meron man pagkukulang yung mga government agencies na to, pwede nating saluhin.
And our friend, attorney Alex Castro, she's the president of YASH. YASH is Youth Against Sexual Harassment. So, we contextualize the interview also in the time of pandemic kasi apparently ang daming cases din na ang dami nilang mga complaints na nare-receive. And it's alarming na syempre because of the lockdowns din, maraming mga families or mga nasa households mismo may mga ganyang klaseng abuse na nangyayari. So it's really alarming. And the thing is, yung priority kasi of course, ng government natin and ng mga institutions ngayon focused on COVID response. So, kailangan, ang takeaway ko dito, kahit na focus lahat sa COVID-19, dapat meron pa rin tayong binibigay na attention sa issue na to. Kasi lalo na nakakatakot ngayon, within the families mismo nangyayari. So it's really sad. And the reason why AI and I decided to choose this topic kasi nag-trend sa social media yung post ni Kaki Pangilinan about sexual harassment. Diba? Tapos parang it's disturbing na divided pa rin yung views ng netizens natin na parang dahil daw sa pananamit ng babae, doon daw sila nababastos. Where in the first place, common sense lang din ang gagamitin natin. Wala namang mambabastos kung walang bastos. Hindi kung ano yung suot ng tao.
Ayan, tama. Actually, this is also one of our Partner Fridays episodes because our Partner Fridays where we look for partners to feature every Friday so that we could also highlight the different issues and the different advocacy of different organizations. For that episode, I remember kasi nga trending ang mga revelations ng mga tao about their own experiences in sexual abuse. Ang mahalagang na-highlight for me dito ay yung pagbigay sa episode na ito ay yung pagbigay ng support, emotional and social support, psychological support para sa mga victims ng abuse, ng harassment. Yeah, whether it's your friend or kung ikaw man to, you have to do your best sana, kayanin to seek psychosocial support to help you move forward with your life. Yeah. Rex? Jules?
Yeah, I'm just alarmed at how big the problem actually is. Okay, I think I'm back. Okay,
Yes. This is the state of
episode
the
32.
digital infrastructure in the Philippines.
Episode. What? Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
we can.
I'm getting cut in the middle of some parts, so I hope I'm okay. Episode 32.
Mhm.
Financial preparedness in times of crisis with Don Soriano. I need some of that.
Get to a skill set that is timeless. Okay. And for me, that skill set that's timeless is really a sales skill set. Okay. Kaya nga ako talaga, tinanong niyo ako paano mag-increase ng savings. Magbenta ka online. Ito na, never mawawalan ng trabaho ang isang tao na may ahente mindset.
Gustong-gusto ko yung sinabi niya, Brex, na yung may ahente mindset. 'Di ba? Ngayon ko lang narinig yun eh. Parang nabigyan niya ng word. Yung tipong lahat ng iisip mo, lalagyan mo ng sales, parang business-minded ka lagi. Especially now, that's very important. Kasi 'di ba, ang dami. Nakita natin social media, 'di ba? Daming mga binibenta ng mga tao, mga medical supplies, merong mga yung pandesal, ube pandesal, may mga iba-iba, sobrang dami. Ako nga nagbebenta ako ng dumbbells eh. Kung interested kayo, pwede niyo nga pa ako message. Pero yun nga eh, kasi 'di ba, nasa house ka lang. So why not maximize or stay in your homes while you're working from home, and at the same time kapag may idle moments ka, bakit hindi mo gamitin yung oras na yun at yung social media para syempre benta kung ano ang pwede mong mabenta.
Yeah. Nagbenta po ako ng Benguet coffee. Joke. Ayan. To summarize, I think what I remember from this episode is that in this time of crisis, we also have to be financially prepared. I mean, lalo na ngayong hindi natin alam kung ano mangyayari kinabukasan or sa mga susunod na araw. And I think it's about increasing also your streams of income streams. At isa na dito ay yung going to sales. Kaya nga marami nag-online business ngayon. Yun yung isa sa mga mabilis, hindi madali. Mabilis na paraan para makadagdag ng kita, ng income. And he was saying that it's just also a matter of finding the best supplier so that you'd have good arrangements with your supplier in terms of like pricing and arrangements, agreements, ganyan, para mababa lang sana yung initial capital that you need. So it's something that you guys might want to consider getting into a new business. But also remember that PTI has issued a reminder to make sure that your businesses are registered with the PTI. Okay, so other than that, there's also, yes, that the mindset and always be selling. You have to be creative in this time, and that you have to challenge your creativity. What can you sell? What business can you start? Pero syempre, meron ding mga options na binigay doon para sa iba't ibang investment tools na options also that you can venture into depending on your risk appetite, whether you want it short term or long term, yung financial goals mo. He was able to give really brief and concise advice on those matters also. So yun, and he has a book, I believe. I just can't remember where you can order, but it's available online. Maybe you just search for Don Soriano online and find his books. Yeah.
I think I need that book. Finance has been something of a shaky matter for me this year, but one of the highlights of this whole quarantine period is that I've really been able to see the value of even just the basic stuff. So I think I'll take a look at that episode. I haven't seen that episode yet. And now we move
Actually,
on to
Bex,
episode
before we move
30.
on,
Yeah.
alam mo bang ginawa ko this pandemic during the ECQ? Actually, start ng March. I tried to list down, I'm still trying now, to list down all my expenses since March 1, as in to the detail. Apparently, yung mga small purchases natin sa Shopee, sa Lazada, or yung mga food, kahit maliliit lang yan,
Yeah.
kapag in-add up mo, as in super laki, as in gulat na gulat ako dun. As in, grabe, ang laki. So yun nga, mas ano siya parang okay din siya na may list kasi parang it's a reminder to you na ganito yung nagagastos mo 3 months pa lang or 4 months pa lang. So better try to be wiser on how to handle your finances.
Yeah. Interesado ako na makita yung ano yung nasa listahan ni Jules. Pag nagkaroon ako ng opportunity to interview him on air, yun talaga itatanong ko, ano ang mga purchases ni Jules? Also, may fun fact, guys, na, almost every year or periodically, may mga personal challenges yan si Jules. At mahilig siya sa public accountability bilang celebrity siya. So, meron siyang pinupost online na challenges sa sarili niya. So guys, bantayan natin siya ha. Di ba active siya sa Twitter, siya sa Facebook. Meron siyang challenge na 20 items lang yung bibilhin niya online for the entire 2020. 20 items lang. Online. Nagka-pandemic, so lahat online binibili. So, paano kaya ma-achieve ni Jules yung 20 items for 2020? Yun, walang excuse. Hindi pa rin excuse yung pandemic. Kasi hindi naman kasama sa bibilangan yung food. So, kahit umorder ng food, it's fine. Pero mahilig kasi siya sa Lazada, sa Shopee, at kung ano-ano pa. So far, for June and July alone, meron na siyang 6 items purchased. Hindi pa kasama yung January to April niya na purchases dahil hindi pa niya dinidisclose. So, hintayin natin by December kung matatapos niya yan. Ayan.
Grabe. Nakasalin naman yan.
Yes.
Parang
Ayan. Mahinig ka kasi sa public accountability. Edi ayan. Okay, Rex.
Shout out to Francis, by the way, my girlfriend. Last night, she specifically asked me to stay up with her until midnight because there was a Lazada sale. I think there's a Lazada sale open up today. So we had to stay up and then stay with her on the phone, make sure she doesn't fall asleep. And I think she got a coffee machine. A coffee machine where you use those coffee pods. So she got it for like 50 off, and it's a total steal. So in that sense, if there's a sale, then fine. I think fine, splurge a little bit. Yes, Aya.
Sorry. Even when things are on sale, doesn't mean you should buy it. Because if it's not on your list of things that you need, it's still an expense. It doesn't matter. Even if it's on sale, if it's not something that you need and it's something that you really needed to buy, it's still an expense. I'm sorry. Pero lagot ka kay Francis.
Paano yun, Aya, kung ano pala? Kung hindi mo naman, parang nung nakita mo na siya, nga pala, kailangan ko nga pala to kasi parang ito pala yung gap sa buhay ko ngayon. Tapos nandyan na yung product. Ito yung pupuno doon sa pagkukulang sa buhay ko ngayon.
If you will really say that it's a need, at yun talaga, doon nakasalalay yung fulfillment mo sa buhay, go ahead. Kasi syempre may well-being and happiness, advocate din tayo niyan. Pero ang sad naman kung material thing lang yung makakapagpasaya sa'yo, di ba? Tapos yun lang yung kailangan.
Okay, next topic.
Okay, next. So Lazada sale, guys. Remember that one. Asa na ba tayo? Episode
33.
Episode 33. Okay, wow, interesting. Working at the office of the Vice President with Afi Magno.
Kasi very clear sa amin na we're here to serve, we're here to advocate in different causes ng mga sektor na katrabaho namin. We're here to implement projects for them. We're here to support them. Very clear kami na ganun. Very clear kami na serbisyo yung pinasok namin.
Alam mo, Rafi is a very, very good friend from YCL since 2016 ata. Tapos what I like about this institution kasi, the Office of the Vice President, I mean as a student of public administration, pareho tayo Brex. Kasi may concept sa public administration yung reimagining governance, reinventing governance. And the OVP is a very perfect example of reinventing mandate. Kasi as per constitution, ang mandate ng OVP or ng Vice President is specifically a spare tire. Kung sakaling mawala yung presidente, nag-aantay lang yung Vice President. Pero nagamit ng OVP ngayon meaningfully yung kanilang mandate. Kasi parang nagmumukha siyang NGO in a way na ang dami nilang natutulungan ng mga sectors. I mean, in this pandemic alone, 'di ba? Ang dami nilang napunan na gaps ng iba't ibang mga agencies, which is very telling to us kung gaano kalinaw yung focus nila and kung gaano kalapat doon sa objectives nila from the very start.
Yeah. Ano talaga, very action-oriented ng office na to. And maganda yung sinabi ni Rafi towards the end na malinaw kasi sa kanila yung vision nila, which is to really serve the Filipino people. And that's what they're doing. Amid the pandemic, anong kailangan, anong pwede natin gawin natin. Yeah. Rex?
Yeah, as a networking type of guy, I'm totally on board with what you guys have been saying. I think Jules used the word reinventing. I like to use the word reimagining. Reimagining what our institutions could be like. Reimagining how much more they could actually be. A lot of us tend to get stuck in our boxes, in our immediate mandates. For example, you mentioned with the vice president, but you have authority, you have responsibility, and you do have capability to transcend that. So I'm totally on board with it. I say kudos. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And before we move on to the next one, I'd just like to ask real quick. For every episode, I just noticed you guys have this same matchy color of your tops.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Okay, I noticed. All right. All right. Next episode 34. Great transition because Rafi was in YCL. Episode 34, YCL and U.S.-Philippine relations with YCL alumni.
Age is only really a number, and our country needs us now more than ever. We have so much potential, and that's just untapped. And there's so much growth to be found in leading and also in following. So yeah, it's never too young to lead.
Ayun, the battle cry or the main hashtag of YCL is never too young to lead. So yeah, basically it's a call to everyone na hindi limitation dapat yung age para gumawa ka ng something impactful in your communities or to lead an initiative. We have the likes of Mayor Vico Soto of Pasig. He's also a YCL alumnus. He had his professional fellowship in the US, I think a year ago or 2 years ago or 3 years ago. And yun nga para patunay actually, magandang example si Mayor Vico Soto na kahit hindi naka-age yung mga nakalaban niya, so long as meron kang malinaw na vision, meron kang practical na plans, it's doable. And ang important doon, yung plans and vision mo, ma-share mo doon sa team mo para maniwala sila sa'yo. And eventually, majority of Pasig believed in Vico. Diba? So, well, to be frank, Vico has, he comes from an influential family. He is a Soto. Diba? So, siguro, that's a plus already. But for those people na hindi nanggagaling sa anong klaseng pamilya, diba, ang sabi ko nga, diba, very cliche, pero sa hulit-huli, ikaw lang din naman yung maniniwala sa sarili mo. 'Di ba? Kahit na ang daming naysayers diyan, so long as malinaw at nasa tama yung pinaniniwalaan mo, ituloy mo lang 'yan.
Yeah, I just like that this network is a testament to the many things that young people can do if you just invest in them, because these young people are able to have the education, the experience, the mentorship that they need, and the network and the support that they need, and they really deliver with actual projects that make an impact in different communities. And that's what was highlighted in that episode. And I hope that YCLU would have programs soon again for young people. I know that we have challenges with lockdowns and the travel restrictions, so we can send students abroad. It's nice to see that the network's still working and delivering on actual projects here in the Philippines in different communities. Yeah. Rex?
Yeah. I'm just curious, Jules, if since you're a YCL alumni, if you could share with us maybe one memorable experience from your time there.
Ooh, sobrang dami kasi even until now, I'm still active with them since 2015. Pero siguro, my most memorable moment with YCL was siguro my experience in the US. Kasi unique yung program ko, naging internship siya. So I stayed there for almost 3 months. Aside sa memorable yung pagbigat ng weight ko na dala-dala ko hanggang ngayon. um, ano, my main internship focused on social media, and during that time, yung mga sinasabi sa akin doon, yung mga tinuturo sa akin na social media can be weaponized, etc. Pero during that time kasi parang hindi ko pa siya ganun naiintindihan on how social media can be weaponized. And years after, 'di ba, Philippines na isa sa mga naging biktima ng weaponization ng social media. So apparently it's really true. Kasi yun nga, well, for one, Philippines has one of the most active social media users in the world. So talagang targeted talaga ng ah, lahat ng mga companies na nag-ha-handle ng mga trolls, ng mga propaganda machines sa Philippines kasi ang daming accounts and mga tao na gumagamit dito. So kumbaga parang guinea pig nila tayo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Episode 35. Being ambitious in uncertain times with Cassie Pajarillo.
The thing is, we human beings are really the type of people who will really process it. And the only person who can process it is yourself.
Yun. I think maiksi lang. Pero basically what Ate Cassie was saying was yung pinaka-focus kasi dito kung paano ka pa rin magiging ambitious kahit na nasa pandemic. 'Di ba? Kasi parang for the whole year of 2020, for sure lahat tayo may mga plans na gagawin, travel goals man 'yan or mga businesses na itatayo ninyo or siguro kung ano-ano man, 'di ba? And lahat 'yun nasira kasi nga bawal ka lumabas ng bahay, lahat digital na lang. So ang maganda dito kay Ate Cassie, nabanggit niya na magandang practice daw or exercise yung meron kang journal or diary na sinusulat mo. Si Aya ginagawa 'to lagi. She even shares on her Twitter account, dun sa stories ni Aya, and it's very parang somehow nakakakukuha rin ako ng positive energy dun na magandang sinusulat mo siya kasi na put down in record mo yung mga feelings at the moment, and eventually in the future maybe you can look back ano ba yung story mo nung pandemic? Ano ba yung sinabi ko during this month, etc.
Mm-mm. Yeah, ang gusto ko dun sa episode na yun, maliit na kilang yung snippet kasi ang hirap pumili ng soundbite kasi the entire episode was filled with insights and tips, and ang dami natin nakuha from Cassie on how to also cope amid this pandemic. And ang maganda dyan sa episode na yan, she also gave pointers for leaders on how you're gonna lead your team in these trying times. And yun, aside from personal development and resilience and grit, there were also tips on how you'd relate with other people, with the people around you. And one of the things that I remember she said, when it comes to being ambitious, you really need a support system. You really need to be surrounded with positive people, with people who will lift you up and not pull you down. Rex?
I'm wondering if it would be interesting maybe in the future if Miss Cassie Pajarillo and Ara Manalili get together on an episode. I feel like the positive energy will just be off the chart.
Most likely.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move on to episode 36, The Fight of Pride 20.
Huwag tayong matakot na ibulalas talaga yung saloobin natin. Though we are under quarantine, we are facing a pandemic, parang hindi rin yun dapat yung maging dahilan o maging excuse, of course, from the state or from the government to suppress our freedom of expression. And also, yung sa taong bayan din naman na wag tayong papatinag doon sa parang nangyayari ngayon na culture fear. Parang in a way na napipigilan din tayo na express ng sarili natin dahil nga more on na nakakaramdam tayo ng takot.
Right. So, for context, we all know that the state force, specifically in the context of pandemic, is mandated to enforce policies para maprotektahan at yung mga tao at syempre para hindi kumalat yung COVID-19. But in my humble opinion, I hope hindi magamit against sa akin to, there's this article, international article, na sinasabi na yung Philippines daw, isa sa mga bansa sa buong mundo na ginagamit yung COVID-19 to suppress different rights of people. So, opinion yun ng isang article. Pero, right now, siguro feelings ko na lang sasabihin ko para hindi magamit against me kasi you can never be wrong with your feelings, okay? Maybe with what you think, yes, but what you feel, hindi. So, to be safe, yun ang gagamitin ko lagi. I
Sige,
feel
Jules,
like...
what do you feel, Jules? How do you feel about it?
Right. What I feel about it is there is scared yung mga tao, 'di ba? Frightened yung mga tao ngayon. 'Di ba? Not only because of COVID but because of how some lang not all, some instruments of the state can manipulate or misinterpret policies to abuse their power. It's my feeling, okay? I'm frightened about it. And what more other people, 'di ba? Paano yung feelings nila about it. So, alam mo yun, yung sobrang anxious ka na nga about the virus and at the same time, meron pang ganito pa nangyayari. So, grabe na yung level of anxiety ng mga tao ngayon.
Yeah. I will try to paraphrase it the way I understood it. I think the track that you were getting at, I feel like the track you were getting at was how laws and policies can be weaponized against the people. For context also, this episode, we had this episode because of the arrest of 20 of the people who joined the Pride March. June was, Pride Month, and they were arrested. They were detained, rather, for 4 days. And there are still pending cases surrounding that issue. And sa akin lang, I think these are difficult to respond to Jules's feelings. I feel like these are difficult times, especially when people do not know who to trust anymore. When people, institutions, and agencies are supposedly the ones that we can trust and that we can rely on, when there's a breathing doubt and trust, kahit anong gawin din ng institutions or ng mga tao sa paligid mo, you can always doubt them if you don't trust them anymore. So I think dun din nanggagaling yung maraming iba't ibang flack and negative comments na nakikita natin on social media against leaders, against institutions, against even law enforcers. And I'm worried about what our society will become as because through this pandemic there are a lot of issues, and I believe that it's shaping our collective consciousness and how we are relating to one another. ayun, isis na lang muna natin yan. Yung mga feelings natin. Brex? Brex, may feelings ka pa ba?
I'm wondering about the people who were involved in this, and sorry, was it? Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm just wondering about the people who were involved in this and how they're feeling now, what they plan to do in the future. As in, do they plan on pursuing this line of advocacy a few months from now, or a month from now, if ever, or is this something that
I feel they are.
them and stop?
They are.
Yeah.
They are filing cases. They filed cases already against the police. Those policemen.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, next one. Down to the last two. Episode 37. And this goes back to our discussion earlier about money, finance. Online businesses in times of pandemics with, okay, I hope I'm pronouncing this right. Carliling's Sari Store, Need Bread Manila, and Clickbite and Kakanin at iba pa.
Ang isa sa mga pinakamagandang skill na kailangan ma-adapt ngayon ng mga business owners, yung pagiging ready for changes, and also yung pagiging open for collaboration and support sa ibang businesses pa. Kasi sa business, hindi naman siya competition eh. Dapat support talaga siya kasi iba-iba kayo ng audience, iba-iba kayo ng market.
Again, kung interested po kayo bumili ng dumbbells, bebenta po ako ng dumbbells. Pero ang gusto ko dito sa episode na to, kasi nabigyan natin ng, ikaw rin nagbebenta ng coffee. Parang it's, parang ang ganda ng mga stories nila. Like si Carla, alam mo ba si Carla? Wala siya ni isang kusing na capital dito. So it's all about, negotiation, kung kanino ka kukuha ng supplies mo. Kunwari, nag-try din ako magbenta ng supplies, I think April ata, pero parang 1 week lang ako. 1 week lang. Nakakapagod siya. Pati yung delivery nung mga customer, syempre, sikasuhin mo yon. Ang ginagawa ko, baka pwede nyo ring gawin, instead na maglabas ka ng capital, kapag may mabait kang supplier na kausap, kunwari, bibili po ako order po ako na ganito. Per order siya. Hindi mo kailangan mag-hoard ng supply. So, possible din siya kapag mabait yung supplier mo. Or hindi naman mabait. Kapag pumayag yung supplier mo. Kasi yung na ginawa ni Carla, ngayon kasi namamayagpag talaga siya. As in, wow, sobrang dami niyang mga supplies na nabibenta sa iba't ibang provinces. Tapos, ganun lang din. Wala siyang nilalabas na capital doon. So, it depends with your negotiation with your suppliers.
Yeah. These are PPEs that primarily ang makikita nyo sa Cardiling Sari Store ay mga PPE na siya ring binenta ni Jules bago siya nagbenta ng mga dumbbells. Yan. It's just really diving deep into the experiences and the learnings of some of those who started their businesses amid the pandemic. And I like Clickbite, for example. They really have the equipment for photography, for videography. But since clients are no longer coming into the studio, they were the ones who kind of pivoted and offer their services to other small businesses so that they could take photos of their food. So medyo food and branding photography yung offer ng Clickbite. Ang dami nagbubukas na negosyo, so maraming may kailangan ng pictures to post online. And that's where Clickbite comes in, and they're open for collaborations also. And as Zaira highlighted, it's about collaboration now these days. Yeah, Rex? Last episode. Episode 30. Hang si Brex. Sige, let's do a snippet to the last episode, Jules, for Beauty and Advocacy with Miss Philippines. Air.
just to believe in the power of your dreams. It might take a while. For me, it took me, 10, 11 years to finally have something to show for all your effort. But to be honest, it's not really the crown, it's really the journey. It's really the learnings that you get along the way, the things that will shape you into becoming the person that you are now, that really will give you so much to value.
Ayun, it's not always the end goal, 'di ba? Siyempre masaya tayo pag nakuha natin yung end goal, pero iba rin kapag yung journey titingnan mo, 'di ba? Papaano yung failures mo, it's okay to make mistake, 'di ba sinabi niya, it's okay to fail kasi dito ka natututo bumangon, mas nagiging, stronger ka, mas nagiging, strategic ka. So yun yung okay dun sa sinabi ni Patricia, 'di ba after 10 years of trying different pageants, 'di ba? She won several pageants already. Pero on the national level, ito yung crown na nakuha niya, Miss Philippines Air 2020, which is very unique kasi first virtual beauty pageant siya.
So, Jules, how do you feel about this episode? What do you feel about this episode?
What do I feel?
Let's talk about feelings. There's nothing wrong with feelings. Wala si Brex eh, ako host. So, ikaw interviewee.
Masaya kasi naging yan, babalik na siya. Masaya kasi naging co-host ko sa last year. Tapos yung sabi lang sa akin ni Pat na parang she's trying Miss Earth Philippines for this year. Tapos happy ako na may crown na siya ngayon. So, congratulations.
Sabi ni Jules, masaya daw siya doon sa episode na yon with Miss Philippines Air 2020, Patricia Santos. And we're happy for her success and her words of wisdom and her advice for those who still want to push for their advocacy even virtually, as we live our days in the pandemic. So, yon, the first Miss Earth pageant that was conducted virtually. Yeah. Rex?
Kapag ba Miss Philippines Air and Miss Philippines Earth and all that stuff, how do they decide among the elements? If you're air, are you supposed to advocate for air quality? I don't know.
I'm not sure. Pero I guess yes. Pero alam ko based dun sa IG stories niya. Nakita ko lang naman ha. Meron siyang kwentong amihan.
Wow.
Meron siyang parang kwentong amihan. So parang I guess yun na yung brand na gagamitin.
And I'm pretty sure susundan din naman ni Jules kung yung kwentong amihan, kung yun nga yung i-carry niyang brand. Yeah, Brex? Brex?
Yeah.
What do you feel?
I just like to say I really admire. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. Kasi na-admire niya.
Hello. No, I was just gonna say, what was this? Shout out to what's your name again? Miss Karen Ibasco, Philippine. Forgot which pageant she won. But Miss something, Miss Earth. I met her before. I met her before a conference. Wonderful person. She's a mix of beauty and brains. I just met here, and then she used to be a professor in physics at UST.
Wow.
And then she became a beauty queen. So it's amazing. It's amazing for me. She's really using her God-given talents and then her knowledge for something good.
Natatawa ako sa yung dalawa ni Jules tsaka ni
Okay.
Brex. Yeah, I also met Karen Ibasco. She's a nice lady. Yeah. Yes, Brex, go ahead.
Yeah. All right. We have no more episodes left. I don't know if on the 4th season you guys will be reminiscing and looking back on this episode featuring Rex Arevalo. I just like to ask, now that we're here towards the end of the season, What is next for QT? What is next for QT? Who are the next cuties that you guys will be inviting? What are the next cutie topics
Secret.
that you will guys will tackle?
Secret.
Kala. Alright, I don't know, ay hindi ko pa alam kung sino yung mga next nating makakasama sa show. Again, we are listening to what's happening around us. Kung ano yung concerns namin, then Jules, na gusto namin, we're curious about. But yeah, as we face each day in this pandemic and this lockdown, kung anong estado ng quarantine natin, we check kung ano ba yung mga concerns na magandang pag-usapan, kailangan pag-usapan. That will also add value maybe in the lifestyle of everyone. Although
Okay,
Sir
Kuya
Rodney,
Rodney. We will try to invite Secretary Harry Roque. I think I interviewed him twice or thrice on PTV. Let's try. Tingnan natin kung kaya niya. Well, earlier na rin naman tayo. By the way, starting on Friday onwards, 9 p.m. na ang quarantine. So, less puyat for us, less eye bag.
yeah, puntahan din natin yun, no, Brex, kasi sasabi na ni Jules, bakit 9 p.m. na magsisimula yung QuaranTalk. Yeah, starting Friday. Kasi before, we are at 11 p.m. time slot because when the lockdown started, meron kaming difficulty ni Jules matulog talaga.
Oh, yeah.
Kaya kami nag-start ng QuaranTalk and we wanted to be there for other nocturnals na kagaya namin na hindi rin makatulog at night, maybe because of anxiety. And now that we're slowly easing into, a more relaxed setting and marami na rin akong work, si Jules din, may iba na rin siyang path sa life, I believe. So, I don't know. Kailangan namin magbagong buhay at subukan magkaroon ng healthier lifestyle at bawasan yung pagpupuyat. So, we have to move our time slot to 9 p.m. Also because marami na rin tayong bagong host na mga kasama starting next week. We are launching on Friday. We will officially launch the QuaranTalk media channel. So from just having one show, QuaranTalk, we are launching QuaranTalk Media, starting with 2 more shows. And yun, 2 more shows. Hanggang doon lang muna yung masasabi ko.
Kung si Kuya Rodney, kung gusto niyang ituloy, nanonood siya ngayon, just
Ayan.
talk to us.
Oo.
Okay, play them natin, Eya.
Katulog na maaga.
Yeah. Gusto niyo ba ng pasilip sa kung ano yung mga bagong shows na abangan niyo starting next week? Meron tayong pasilip, Jules.
Yes daw. Okay. So, disclaimer lang po, no, hindi paalala pala. Mapapagod po kayo sa video na ito. Okay, kahit less than a minute lang siya. Here we
Kaya po muna,
go. Woo!
Ayan.
Ayan. So, yan po yung mga, yan, natulala ata si Brex dun sa video. Okay. yung Brex, alam ko, medyo nakakagulat din eh. Nung ini-edit siya, natutulala din ako. Okay. Ayan. So, 2 new shows. Sure na po. Tuesdays at 9 p.m. The Main Agenda hosted by Jermaine Halandoni Derunia. Basically about development issues, controversial issues, no fake news. So, she will debunk fake news. And Throwback Kasaysayan, hosted by my brother, UP Diliman Professor Gio Guiang. So it's about the history, of course, and in a way, also slamming historical revisionism. Especially today, di ba, may lumabas na expose na article ang Rappler about a testimony of someone from this company na this family, the Marcoses, apparently asked this company to rebrand their family image. So ilan lang yan sa mapag-uusapan dun sa Throwback Kasaysayan. 9 p.m. din po, Thursday.
There. So we're producing more posts, and we're also on Friday. We're going to have we'll be joined by the new hosts, and also we'll have we're offering our services. We're offering our services to anyone, especially to small businesses who would need support with your multimedia content. Jules and I have been working and on honing our skills, and we're offering our support, especially for advocacy groups and for small businesses who would need more exposure or need help on producing your multimedia content, or if you want to start your own show, we can produce it for you. Ayun. So that's what we're gonna launch also on Friday. Yeah?
Ayan, sabi ni Kuya Rodney, hashtag cutie earth or cute earth at 1 p.m. every Saturday and 7 p.m. Ano to, Kuya? Dalawang time slots ng Saturday or ibang day yung 7 p.m.?
Every Saturday, 7 p.m. Baka may replace si
7
Queer.
p.m.
Ayan.
Okay. Usapan natin, Kuya.
Meron ng branding. Brex. Di ba si Spear Rodney sa mga favorite nating speakers, lalo na kapag may mga hugot ng pag-ibig sa mga talk niya. Ayan. So, abangan natin ang Cute Earth. 7 p.m. now. Exciting.
Okay, Brex. Maraming salamat sa iyong panahon, Brex. So, very special ka dahil ikaw napili naming host for the season ender. Yes, tapos na po ang season 3. Brex, maraming salamat sa pagpapadaloy ng ating Lookback ngayong episode. And on Friday, yes, the brand new season with a brand new channel, Quarantalk Media.
Right. Pero syempre, makakasama niyo pa rin kami ni Jules Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Pero bago yan. Again, thank you, Brex, for joining us.
Bye, Brex.
Okay. Right. And Jules, akalain mo, nakatatlong buwan na tayo. April, May, June, July. Tama, July.
Happy monthsary.
Hindi pa tayo monthsary. Pero sige, malapit na yan. Okay. Punta tayo, Jules, sa ating featured ambag bago tayo matulog kasi nga 12 midnight na, no? Featured ambag for tonight, the 2030 Youth Force in the Philippines are supporting the Department of Education and their virtual bayan for their We of the Dream campaign for the students in South Cotabato. We're raising funds to procure materials for the students in South Cotabato to help them adapt to the new normal. Marami pong pangangailangan ang lahat ng estudyante sa iba't ibang panig ng bansa. Guys, with their distance learning and blended learning man yan, may mga bagong materials na kailangan i-procure. If you wanna help, flash screens or some of the donation channels that you can use. If you have questions, you can course it through youthforceph@gmail.com. But yes, this is for South Cotabato region. Jules?
Right. So maraming salamat po sa lahat ng mga organizations na gumagawa ng mga makbuluhang activity para sa kanilang mga beneficiaries tulad lamang ng organization na to. Okay. So diyan po nagtatapos ang ating season 3. Yeah?
Kita-kita ulit tayo, guys, dito sa daldalang walang curfew.
Usapang di nalalockdown, ito po ang
QuaranTalk.
We go live starting Friday, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 9 p.m. na.
Yes, and we'll be on Facebook and YouTube. on Facebook. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/Quarantalk online. So you'll get the updates and the announcements and everything else. And we'll be launching our YouTube channel also, so you can watch our shows starting Friday. All right. Yeah. Your social media accounts, Jules?
Yes, follow me on Instagram and Twitter, Jules Guiang.
Right. I'm on Twitter at Aya_Antonio and on Instagram at Aya Antonio. Thank you for joining us this past 3 seasons. And see you again on Friday. Bye. Good night.